Guys, welcome to Irish Footy Vlogs. And today I have a bit of a fan view video. Cian Menton from St. Patrick's Athletic is coming on. He's going to pick his all-time greatest Patrick's Athletic team from 1 to 11, and we'll have a few little bits of discussion points as well. I've got to try and get a fan from every club in the League of Ireland, including Limerick FC, to actually do this. I've about 13 penciled in so far, so it's a bit of a series. So looking forward to it. Let's get straight into this. Now, Cian Menton, welcome. How are you? You well?
How are you, Ellery?
Great, great. So you're going to pick your Pats best 11, basically, of all time today. But before we kick off with that, we'll talk about the 15,000 you made for the club. First of all, fair play to you. That's fantastic. Like, for anyone to go out and do that in the League of Ireland, it's great because the whole League of Ireland, you know, got behind that, if you like, and it was a great story in the League of Ireland. Never mind St. Patrick's Athletic. How did it all start? How did you get into it?
Well, to be honest, I don't know how it really happened. Like, the news broke, I think it was on a Wednesday, that the players were being temporarily laid off. And like, as a fan, like, I feel we have a duty of care to look after our club. Like, so I was like, look, let's see what can I do. And at that time, we had a 2-kilometre radius, and it was total lockdown, so you couldn't actually do that. And so I says, look, I'll put this up, set it up for $2,000 to go for me, and I'll walk 200 kilometres, 50 kilometres a day over the bank holiday weekend. So I said I'll do that, and it kind of just took off. Like, I don't know who it was. I put her up, and then I actually went out for a walk, and I came back. And I don't know who was, I think it was Jamie Moore or something, rang me. It was up nearly 1,600 in a matter of, I think it was an hour or 2 hours or something, and that was just frightening. And then just every day I just kept going up and up, and in the end, 15,188. So
it's very good. Like, you set yourself, you wanted to get 2,000. That was your hope, wasn't it?
I was happy with 2,000. Yeah, delighted with that. Like, to be honest,
out of the park.
Honestly, I thought it'd hit about 700. Give the club a few quid, say thanks. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, it's just great. And I know I started that and I looked after it, but everyone else put the money in. So like, it was a collective effort from everybody, and it wasn't just Pats fans. It was fans from everywhere, and it was all over the place. Like, honestly,
that's why it was like, that's great to see, and that's what the league, in my view, is all about, or should be all about. You know, people getting together in a community for a club. As you say, some people that weren't even Pats fans donation as well, which is fantastic as well. Because there's a lot of clubs doing bits of donations as well, so not everyone's going to be chipping in everywhere. You know what I mean?
That's it,
so that was fantastic in itself. Like, you know, especially. You know, when you see the news and you see the stories, and, you know, with the COVID and all that kind of thing, you know, it's great to have a bit of good news and see that kind of stuff.
I think that's what made it bigger as well, was the good news part of it. Like, and it was a bit of crack. Like, he's gonna walk 200 kilometres. Like, that's unheard of.
Did you find that hard, by the way, or?
Yeah, no. Like, you had to put a brave face on as you go, but like, the last day I had ice taped to my legs and everything. It was
really.
No, it was mad, like, but like, honestly, it was just the tour day was the toughest out of lot. First 2 at Grand Tour day, I was like, oh no. But I got it just before the tour day. I done my calf muscle, so
no.
And we still had about 80 kilometres to go all together. So,
no.
we got it done anyway. And it was brilliant. Look, I'll do it again tomorrow for the club, no problem. It was great.
Yeah, hopefully we won't have to do it tomorrow. I think that's I think that's the thing, isn't it? No, it's fantastic and fair play to you. Now, you've taken over a coaching role at Belvedere. How did that come about?
Yeah, now, like, I've been out of football for a good while, and I'm my wife a big candidate, and like, I want to get back into the game. Now, in fairness, Belvo, one of the lads got on to me before the lockdown, just before the actual 2-kilometre lockdown. and asked me down, and I was like, I'll see what happens. And then just during lockdown, like about 10 to 12 clubs just came along, and then I was like, yeah, I'll see, no problem, I'll have a chat with you after lockdown or whatever. And then the lad got back to me, Graham, last week, and I just says, do you know what? Yeah, I'll come down. And then Johnny rang me, and like I know Johnny from Pats, like when he was manager there for a few years, and it was just like it just seemed like a good fit, and like I felt that like I can make myself the best coach with Belvo, and in return I can produce hopefully better players and better quality sessions and put them on and give them a platform. Like, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, they're a great club, but there's a link with St. Patrick's Athletic as well. Did that influence your decision, I suppose, as well? That honestly, you can maybe get players through and help Pats at the same time? Or
honestly, I didn't really think that through with the link or anything. It was just like the club like Belvedere is no introduction. Like, you know, it's up there with the very best in the country, and like when they come calling, like it's you can't turn a job like Belvedere down. Like,
honour in itself, isn't it, I suppose?
Yeah, so it's great to be involved. I'm really looking forward to it now. Like, we had our first session last week, and it was great to get the boots back on and put a session on and plan it. It's great. Look, I love it. So I'm really looking forward to it. And the link as well is going to be a big one as well. Like I says, when I decided to take it, I didn't think it through, like with the link or anything. I didn't think any of it. But there's obviously a link there, and me being a Pats man, like, you know, it can only help, which is brilliant.
Yeah. Are there many players actually at Pats that came through the Belvedere ranks at this minute of time?
Yeah, there is now.
Chris Forrester?
I'm not sure about Chris. I'm not sure about Chris.
Yeah. I won't say for sure because I'm not sure as well.
No, I'm not 100% sure, but like you see, obviously you have your big players to play for the internationals and stuff, which is great. Like, and it has to be good for the kids to see the likes of Parrots and stuff.
Came through, of course, as well. I don't know if you remember, but he did come through as well.
It's great to see Johnny as well and learn off pro licensed coach, because like it's not often at schoolboy level you learn off a coach that's coached in League of Ireland, like, and it's just great. Johnny's a great man, like, you know, he's a fantastic coach, and I'm actually looking forward to it now.
Yeah, I'd say so. Right, I'm looking forward to this myself, so we'll get into the Pats 1 to 11. So we'll start with goalkeeper, Cian.
It was a toss of a coin, really, but then in the end, I went with Clarkey.
Yeah.
Brandon Clark is just, like, for what he's won, especially being a Pats man. Now, it was a toss of a coin between Barry Ryan. I thought Barry Ryan was top class, and especially towards the end of his career.
Yeah, like,
he signed for Galway and Limerick, but for some reason you're going down to, and he was playing in Thomond at the time in Jackman, and you're going down to Limerick and you're saying, like, you don't feel like you're going to score with him in goal against you. Like if you look back on some of the saves he made against us, never mind for us, like, he was just, Barry Ryan deserves a serious mention, but like Clarkey's a Pats man through and through, and like to see. Like, I remember going to the games as a little boy, like, and Clarkey was the sub-keeper, and I used to go and watch the 21s a lot. That used to be on in Richmond the odd time, and I really enjoyed watching the 21s. The likes of Dinny Corcoran and everything was in that 21 side. And Clarkey was obviously the keeper, but I took a look at the Clarkey. Like, he was one of my favourite players growing up as a kid. Like, even though I never seen him play for the first team, really. First time I seen him play, Jesus, I'm trying to think back now, but Barry Ryan got injured and he came on as a sub. Now, I seen him playing friendlies before that. That was the first time I've seen him really, like, going out, and I remember him going out, and it was great to see him coming back, and, like, you know, after the heartbreak in 2012 to go and win the league and then win the cup, like, it meant so much to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, he's a Pats man through and through, and it's great to still have him back. Like, to be honest with you, I don't think there is many better than him in the league. Maybe one or two, but that's it. Like yourself,
you were saying there with Barry Ryan. I think Clark has actually got better as the years have gone on as well. But that tends to be the case with goalkeepers generally, doesn't it? He's
Yeah,
become a real leader in that squad as well, hasn't he, over the years?
look, we had the looks of Gary Rogers.
Yeah.
He came in now when he was a fairly young lad when he came in from Galway. He came with Jeff Kennett, and he done really, really well. But you just see what he's had to going on to do now, and like I think he's nearly 40 now, and he's playing with Dundalk first team, like.
Yeah, he's nearly there.
which is fantastic. It just shows you the quality he had. But I honestly think Clarkey can go on for as long as possible.
Yeah, I think so. It's good competition at Pats as well, with Kearns coming in as well, which is fantastic because I think that gives him another dose of hunger and desire, Clark, to really keep going as well. Like, you know, when you get someone like Kearns coming in, competition for place is fantastic there as well, you know.
You have to look at Brian Marr coming through as well. Yeah. Like, he's like, I've seen him. I used to go to all the 19s games and all when he was playing. Like, he's a serious keeper. And I think he made his debut out in the Carlisle in a Leinster senior game, and I'll never forget the game because it was scorching weather, and then all of a sudden it was just unbelievable hailstones.
God.
And I'll never forget it. But I think in that game, if I'm right, Brian nearly scored from the halfway line. I think he hit the crossbar.
You serious? Yeah.
I think so. Now, Brian won't forgive me for saying that now, but I think I was there and like me going to all the night. I was like, oh no, please don't go in. But thankfully, I hit the crossbar. Yeah, that was. He has the potential to be the next best.
It's interesting there. But what formation you going with, by the way? You going with 4-4-2 or 4-3-3 or?
I'm going to go with 4 at the back.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 1 sitting midfielder, 2 central, and I'm going to go with a right wing, a left wing, and a striker.
Right, we'll go right back. I think I know who you're going to pick, but go for it.
Right back is Gerard O'Brien. He was. Now, I did take a lot in consideration to the other fullbacks I did see play. I thought Damien Lynch had a good show. He was a really, really good player. He was very underrated, I thought. Like, he's won it with the looks of Drogheda and everything. But I thought Damien was up there. But like I says, you can't disagree with Gerard O'Brien and the way he was. Like, that 2012, so when he came. Like, I don't think the league has seen attacking fullbacks. Like,
no, but he was very good defensively as well. He just all round, and again a leader. Like, there's a common theme with a lot of these players. I'm going to guess serious leaders in the squad.
Yeah, Gerard, like you can say, the role he's doing now, and he's doing fantastic work as director of football, and like it's great to have him around the club, and you need the likes of Gerard O'Brien and your Clarkies around the club because they are what Pats are. Like, they know exactly. They've been to Richmond as a fan. They've stood there, and it's great, you know. Like, Gerard O'Brien, there's no doubt straight away.
No, you can't. There's even with my team, if I was to pick, I'm about 10 years behind you, if you know what I mean. I'd still have O'Brien in as well. Yeah. So left back.
Left back, it's gonna go with Bermo. We didn't really have any other left back that even came close. Maybe John Frost back in the day, but other than Frosty was solid, but Bermo just, like, for what he's done for the club, like, this is what, it's 11th season. It's just frightening. Yeah. To see a player play, and I don't know where he gets the energy. Some energy, like, week in, week out, up and down the wing, and it's just, he's a joy to watch. And it's great to have him still in the club.
Oh, absolutely. Like, to have a player there for 11 years in the League of Ireland, like I've spoken about before, where contracts can be year on year a lot of the time.
Oh, the managers as well.
But yeah, exactly. It's unreal to be 11 years at one club. It takes, I don't know, a lot of work, hard work from him, a lot of work from the club as well. But it's unbelievable because it keeps, you know, he's showed a real desire and hunger. And then he got the captaincy, of course, in 2017, I think it was.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's been a great leader, again, another leader for the club, but very good going forward as well. We have to talk about his ability as well. And he had a few years back now.
He's popped up with some really good, important goals, like, especially he was nearly a target man as such from set pieces, especially in the 2017 season there when we were struggling a little bit. Bermo's dug us out a few times. Look, I remember probably now the game against Limerick we played Limerick down there. Now Ben just tore us apart, and I think we were 2-0 down. We got it back to 2-0. But Burnmore scored one of them goals, and there's just a picture, and he's like that or something. That's just his facial expression, and it's just.
That was a dodgy season. That's one of the seasons that Pats came close to relegation. At one point, I thought
final day.
Honestly, yeah, but I thought a few weeks before that it wasn't looking good at all, was it? It was looking very hairy.
Honestly, I never thought we'd go down, and then as the games were going on, I think it was we played Limerick at home, and that was a game that really I was like, Jesus, like I remember Clarkie was in goal at Limerick and everything at the time, and we were 1-0 up, and like it wasn't like us that year, but we looked comfortable. And yeah, man, Rodrigo Tossi, I think, cropped up with a goal down the far end at 95th minute or something like that, and it was just
you're thinking then, and those circumstances, like it's not going to happen, is it?
And then we had to beat Cork that day, and 2-0 down. And,
yeah, that was unreal.
You're saying to yourself, like, Jesus, this could be curtains, like. Because at the time we had to look at Galway, we were looking at the results and stuff, and like we needed to go and get. If we didn't win that game, we needed to win the rest of them. Like, and we had Galway away and everything, so it was really, really tough. Now, but we came out, and I thought the likes of Curtis Bourne that year was very, very underused. He's another player there that could nearly be in your best 11 for goals to minutes, like, because he didn't play a lot of minutes, but he scored a lot of goals.
Yeah, true, and obviously Fagan would have been a loss as well, but we might come back to him later, I'm not sure. Centre backs.
Centre half, on the right side, I've gone with Darren Maguire.
Right.
Darren is just, as long as I'm going to Pats, Darren was there. He was part of the furniture. He was a leader. He was everything you want in a centre half. And it was great. Like, obviously, when we went full time, we had to move on.
Yeah.
Because of his job reasons and stuff, and that's very understandable.
Yeah.
But I thought Dara was up there with the very best of the league, and to be honest, I'm kind of surprised, but I'm delighted that we had him for so long. Like I am now. I'm surprised that no other clubs has come in from when he was there. They probably did, and he probably rejected them. But it's great to have him there for so long, and he was grown up. He was always there without fail. He was like he'd be like a 7-year-old Bermo now. You know, he was just he was always in the team no matter what.
Yeah, he was a very good central defender. I'll let you pick your second one first, anyway, and then
The second one was tough. Now I changed this about 6 times.
So I was just about to say before that, so I might as well get out of the way now, that the central defenders is, for me anyway, there'd be about 4 or 5 serious options. Personally, but I'm a bit before you, but at the same time.
I was going to go for Kenny Brown. I thought Kenny was just fantastic at the back, and what a leader, what a player, like, and
very good on the ball as well.
He could move as well. Him and Conor Kenna had a serious partnership, and then with Sean Hardy, done really, really well. But I thought Kenny, but for me, which is probably going to be a little bit surprising, I've gone for Lee Desmond.
Have you gone for Lee Desmond?
I honestly think
Lee Desmond is a very good player, but with so many options, I thought you were going to pick someone else. But anyway, go on.
I went for Lee because just his calmness. Like, you see him playing, and he's 1-on-1, and the striker's nearly through on goal, and all he has to do is step right, and he just wins the ball. And obviously now we've tried to play him centre defensive mid this season, but for some reason, any time he plays there, a player gets sent off or injured, and he ends up playing back centre half in the game. But no, honestly, I had to fit Lee in. Like, he's been there now since 2015, and now I know at the start he didn't play a lot because you had the likes of Sean Hart, Kenny Brown, and Desmond actually came to us and he played left full for Shells the year before, and he wasn't going to get in over Bermo, especially when Bermo was banging form like that. But I think it was we played Rovers at home, and him and Sean Hall played centre half with each other, the two of them at the back, and I've really seen how good Lee Desmond was, how calm he was, how good he can play. Like for me, with his feet, he has to be up there with the very best in the league.
Yeah, he's very good passer from the back, essentially, when he plays. So I prefer centre back
and
as
he's
well.
so much confidence, and he can pick the ball up, and he drives into the spaces, and and he's a serious defender as well. Like he's literally an all rounder, and like it's mad because you have so many centre halves, so many. But for me, nobody gets in over Desmond.
That's brilliant because there's a lot of great centre halves to play for Pats. I go back to the likes of Johnny McDonnell and Packy Lynch. Colin Foley was another one, by the way. Am I missing anyone? Connor Kenna, obviously, as well. But they're all
enough. Or Colin.
That's it. You're right. You can't pick players if you haven't really seen them enough. And there'll be people before my era that will say somebody else. So yeah.
For me, Colin Foley was fantastic, and he was always injured.
Yeah, that was the thing.
I didn't see him enough, and I would have loved to see him in his prime because what a centre half. And another player who was one of
Colin Hawkins, by the way. Sorry, I forgot all about Colin Hawkins. Brilliant. Probably the best central defender I've personally seen play for Pats.
Another one was brilliant was Jamie Harris.
Jamie Harris, yeah.
He came to us when he came to, like Shells and stuff like that got the best out. You know, he came to us when he was kind of towards the end, but now he was still brilliant. For me, like Desmond has been there, and he really did take the number 5 position, and he's fantastic.
Very important. But he set up that goal this season for Billy King, I think, as well, didn't he? I think that was his
against Cork,
that was his long pass. So that's something that he can do as well. Obviously, you can get the ball from deep because that's important as well. We'll move on to the anchor man. Who's the anchor man?
Another one that I changed about 6 times.
I'd have a few in my head as well.
I have 2 down, but we're going to pick one as we speak now. I had Dave Mulcahy down because Bullock was fantastic. He could play anywhere. He played centre mid, he played centre half, and the same. I think he was nearly 40, finishing at Bowes. And the Bowes fans were crying when he was leaving early because he was that good, and he left because of his job reasons. But Dave Mulcahy was in front of the back 4. Just have a player like him sitting there was fantastic. And then you have the likes of Greg Bulger.
See, they're completely different, aren't they? But they're both anchor men. So it depends what type of player you'd want in your team, doesn't it? Yeah.
I've gone for Greg Bulger in me all time because, not only he never really popped up with goals. He popped up with the one in Sligo to win the league now, which was the important one. But he never gave the ball away. He never he always took a yellow for the team, and he was always that little player that had no problem getting his boots dirty and getting his shorts dirty for the team, and he always gave his all for the club. And I think I know he went to Cork and he won the double and won the cup and everything like that, but that Cork team, it shows you how good he was as well. That Cork team was fantastic, and he got in there, and within the season he was captain and he was flying. And now he's
wherever he goes, he wins stuff. That's a very good Shamrock Rovers midfield. You'd argue it's the best in the country. You'd argue, and he goes and wins the cup. He might win the league as well. Who knows? He's still a fantastic player.
So for me, I've gone with Greg Bulger in there because it's just even his range of passing and his reading of the game. Greg wins that battle, but it was very, very close with Mulcahy. If you look at me, I have the 2 of them beside each other.
Might them together. That'd be an interesting one.
Yeah.
We'll go into 2 central midfielders just ahead, isn't it? Basically,
2 central midfielders just ahead. I've gone for Keith Fatty. Picks himself really. Just what a player! What the things he could do. Even in 2007, 2008. I remember last game of the season. 2008 would have been last game of the season. up in Drogheda. And my God, like he scored a screamer that day, and like his quality just shone through. And when he came back to us, I still think he had a few little niggles, but halfway through that season, when Bucko used to have Keith Holden and Bulger in ahead of him, but halfway through that season, you'll see it. He moved Fats back up into a more forward role and brought Greg back, and it just had that balance. And
I think that's because he had a few injuries and he was working back to fitness, as you said. He probably just said, look, you stay as the quarterback because you can see things and you can spread it left and right, etc. And he usually had the picture in his head was done before he even played the pass. You know what I mean? That's how he catch teams out. You know what I mean? So
he like every single player, like that 2014 team especially, like
unreal.
It's mad, like that team. Every player probably played better in that team than the 2013 team, and it just shows you how far Dundalk have come, especially. But like Fats by far gets in there. Like what a player!
You're shocked to leave him out.
Yeah, couldn't leave him out. And alongside him, I've gone for Killian Brennan.
Yeah,
I think hands down, the best midfield player I've seen playing the league.
That's a statement, isn't it? Because there's been a lot of great midfield players in the league. His left foot, though, unbelievable left foot.
Yeah, like he used to play out left, and for some reason he used to always score free kicks and goals against us, and he was probably like he was the best I've seen play, especially in midfield for Pats. He was different class. Like you see him the year we won the league. Like he had an awful season at Rovers the year before, and like he came and like he literally, you seen him. He made his debut. St.Patrick Cup was on Monday, freezing cold just before the season started. Trying to think, I think it was against Glentoran. I could be wrong, but it was a draw, but you just knew something was happening. That's that night, especially with the likes of John Russell and Greg Bulger and Bermo and Jared. Like we had a serious squad in 2013, but like I honestly think Killian's best season was 2014. We won when he won the. 2013. Sorry, when he won the league and he got the Player of the Year award as well.
Yeah.
Which usually I know he's an attacking player, but like he kind of went very unnoticed the year we won the league even. And then it was great to see him get the credit he deserved by winning the Player of the Year. Like he's a serious talent, and like I honestly think if he came back tomorrow, I honestly think he'd play.
He's that good on the ball. He doesn't need to run.
Like I'll never forget the time. You'll probably recall the game. Colin Healy scored the overhead against us.
Yeah.
Killer played centre half that day.
Did he play centre half that day? Did he?
Killer played. Now he did 100%. He played centre half, and Caulfield must have told Cork.
Yeah.
Every ball, Killian Brennan.
Yeah. You would though.
Yeah. Every ball he won. He was fantastic at centre half that day. I can't recall him playing centre half again for us. Like 2014. We had a very.
Yeah. That's unreal, though. Yeah.
We had a very injury-prone season in 2014, and for some reason we went down to Cork and he played centre half, but shows you the quality he had. He was.
If you've a great football and brain, you can almost play anywhere.
Yeah.
You know? That's the thing. Like.
Brilliant.
That's us down to right wingers. Have you gone for a right and left winger or such, or we just?
Yeah, I've gone for a right winger definitely out now, and that's Conan Bourne. Nobody's getting in over him.
No, it's impossible.
Like I was looking at the right wingers, they used to the likes of Ryan Guy, Alan Kirby, stuff like that.
But yeah,
like Conan Bourne was just like when he signed, he had a poor season at Shells the year before, and to be honest, I don't think he got the credit he deserved until about halfway through that season. Like, I'd be one to say it. I didn't think. I seen what he done at Fingal and stuff like that with Bucko, like, and I was like, look, if we can get 10 goals out, we'll be doing well, like. And I really did. I underestimated his quality, like, and he was just when he came. I think it was. I remember it was a draw now at home. Derby won the league, but he played dirty, and he scored. And that's when I really thought, oh, this fella's a player.
Well, nearly every season you're guaranteed 10 goals anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, look, I remember as well, he popped up. He pops up with the dodgiest the goals. Like, I remember I don't know if you remember, we played Shells and Conan was having a nightmare. Oh, the Conan has a nightmare, but he scored 2 goals.
Shells, was it? Or was it? No, maybe not.
It probably was.
Anyway, go on ahead.
No, actually, I remember them playing it. We played Shells at home. Forrester scored a screamer towards the start of that season.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
But halfway through the season, we played Shells and Tolga. And it sums up Conan Bourne. He hit the ball. And he kind of mishit the ball and he hit the ground. Or he mishit the ball altogether. And the keeper dived. And the ball was still at Conan's feet. So tapped it in. It was the.
Don't you need that as well, though? You need stupid, scrappy goals at the same time. And by the way, he scored some crackers as well, didn't he? The Bohemians one. I mean, I don't know how many times I watched the Bohemians.
Behind that goal, and like you're saying to yourself as he's hitting it.
What you do?
No, you're looking at him and you're saying, "All right, Conan, here, this can go anywhere." But you're seeing it, and you're seeing it going towards the goal, and you're like, you can't get over.
Yeah,
it's impossible to hit it that far. I was like, you can't hit it over. He has to at least go for it. Like,
but he did it with such conviction as well, didn't he? It wasn't just come out and lash it. Like, if you look at it, he's literally trying to do that. It's not just I'm lashing the ball here.
Yeah, so, and I remember then as well. Was a couple of weeks later, or probably the next season, I don't know. But he tried it in Tala and he wasn't far off. He really wasn't. I remember it well now. He tried it in Tala. He wasn't far off at all. But that night in Tala alone.
That was another memory, I suppose, for him. He scored 4 goals against Shamrock Rovers in Tala as well. So, you know what I mean?
I remember well. I think the week before we played Drogheda at home. And we drew. And Dundalk won, of course. And we have to go to Tala now. And, like, Jesus, would you take a draw? Quietly, I'm saying, yeah, no problem. But what happened that night was just... Like that stands out for me, just how easy it was.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not sure Rovers have been beaten by such a scoreline in Tala.
Yeah.
Have they?
I think Cork beat them, I think 5 or 6, was it?
Did they? Yeah.
When Cork were going for the double that year.
5 or 6, did they? Right,
no, it was a high scoring anyway, they battered them. But like I was looking at that night was just so easy. Like, it was, I don't know. Look, I've never actually enjoyed going to Tala after that, because like that was unbelievable. Like, you always know when you're going to Tala, you're up against it from the start.
Good.
And like to see, like you're going to Tala, but like before the game we get nervous.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm going to a match, and like you'd love to beat Rovers. Yeah, everyone loves to beat Rovers, but in Tala, you just don't want to be disgraced. And look, that for me, I probably shouldn't, but I kind of do be afraid sometimes going up there. We might get a little bit disgraced. Now, in fairness, we always sit tight, we always look after it, and we always keep the ball well up in Tala. Like last year, we played very well up in Tala. We got a draw out of King Coleman, was brilliant that day. But we got a draw, but like Conor Bourne, even for that game in Tala alone, was just
like he's got so many moments of memories. You see that get into your head. I think that's what he has. But obviously he made a lot of assists and all that kind of thing as well.
I think
hard worker for the team.
I think 2014 he played and I think he scored 20 odd goals or something like that, close to it anyway.
Definitely up there, yeah.
And Fagan scored 20 odd as well, a really high score. But I think Conan would probably set up about 15, 20 of them.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, and like he was brilliant, like, and now like that night in Tala, like everyone, you know, Killer should have been on penalties that day, but he wasn't. He was suspended, but Conan took it, like, and I keep going back to that, but that was magical, like that. There are moments you want as a Pats fan, like, and like I have a lovely picture somewhere, and I'm getting it up on the wall. It's a picture of Gary Twiggs' flag in the background, and Colin was celebrating going by it and telling it. It's just a great picture, and yeah, it's one that I always look back on.
Yeah, no, it's great. Right, we'll move on to left wing. Cian, who's on the left? I think I know who you're going to pick.
Another tough one. Okay, I'll tell you who was, and then I'll tell you who is. Mark Quigley was there. He was like, I know he played out and out striker mainly, but a lot of games, especially if we were going, let's say, to the likes of Rovers and all that, and Bowls, we nearly took in left wing because we used to play a rigid 4-4-2, but we used to kind of tighten her up in the middle, and he used to play in behind the likes of Glenn Fitzpatrick and stuff. But Quigley, I had on the left, but you can't disagree with Forrester being in your team, like just for the magic moments, like Conan, like it was just like, I know now he hates playing out on the left. He probably hate me for this, but
his best years for Pats were out in the left with Birmingham and linking up with Birmingham and that. I do think he prefers playing centrally because you can kind of dictate more, and on the left relying on service a lot of the time. But at the same time, you know, he's fantastic out there.
He was great out there, like, and the way he used to just cut inside effortlessly, like he used to just drop the shoulder and he'd be gone by it, and it'd be in top ends, like, and it's just, I think it was, for me, it was a surprise in the lineup when I seen him play for Bows. I seen the quality he had.
Yeah, the reputation of Bowles all right, didn't he, before he even came?
Yeah. And obviously you seen the goal, he scored some screamer for Bowles. And you're coming and you're thinking, like, in 2012 we basically got a new squad. Mm-hmm. And you're thinking, okay, we'd had the likes of Sean O'Connor, stuff like that out there. And you're saying, right, Forrester, yeah, he'll come off and he'll be a squad player mainly. But he was fantastic. Like, when he came in, like, his quality was, like, he popped up with some important goals. Like, I know he scored a screamers left, right, and centre up and drotted it and stuff like that. But for me, the goal that meant the most to me was the Dundalk game.
The Dundalk game, yeah.
We were level on points at the top of the table, and he popped up with a goal, and it was just, like, he was fantastic.
Yeah,
he still is now. Like, towards the back end of last season as well. Like, he played Bowls now. I know he didn't win. We got a draw, but he really.
That would have been a screamer only for Talbot pulled out an unbelievable save. I don't know how he got to it. I mean,
yeah. And I remember as well out in Bray. It's a goal that always stick in my mind. Yeah, you have the Rovers chip, and you have the other goal and drop it and stuff. But the one that sticks out in my mind was he just struck it from God knows how far out in Bray in the cup.
Yeah.
And it kind of got ruined because we didn't know whether it was over or not. Everyone thought it hit the bar and the game played on. And then Dolores on the line gave the goal, which was a great decision, by the way. But just that goal was just fantastic. So it was between him and Quigley, because Quigley was great before he moved on. Like, he was different class.
He could do things you wouldn't expect as well. Like, he was that type of footballer, almost an off the cuff footballer.
Yeah,
I suppose Forrest is a little bit like that as well, although he's a bit different now because the way he plays and the position he plays.
Yeah,
there was an element of that in both their games, I think.
And then up front, there's no messing. Like, it has to be Fagan. Like, it's just
Who's he?
like there's just you can't.
There's no debate at all. There's not
No.
even a. There's been decent like Danny North done well. You might remember Danny North. Quigley as such, if you wanted to put him up front.
I also thought another player that
Trevor Malloy was very good as well, but I just think
the first strike partnership that I really loved was Trevor Malloy and Paul Keegan. 2006. Them two are just fantastic. Like I thought anyway, but like
Malloy, we'll go back to Malloy just there for a second. He was the type of he could score goals, but he was a striker that could drop off and create things as well. So his record mightn't be as high as others, so people don't really talk about him as much because of that. But he was a very good, rounded kind of a forward, and I seen him play with Ian Gilzine, who was at Pats before, and they had a great partnership as well. Like, you know, back in the day as well, it was a real big partnership, you know. But Fagan, as you say, you just can't argue because what he's achieved and what the moments that went down history, I suppose, for the club, basically.
Like that, like the cup final alone gets in there. He didn't have to. He didn't have to do anything before or anything after that, and he would have got into that team. Like that was just like. And then you have the goal and Legia. Like that was like that was. For me, honestly, that was the proudest moment I've ever been as a Pats fan.
The goal in Legia?
No, not the goal, just the performance.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah, go on, yeah.
The performance altogether, like, for that game in Legia, like, from every single player, like, it was, like, I've never been prouder of Pats. And like I've always been a Pats fan, and I stick with them through thick and thin, no matter what, no matter every game. But leaving that night, I've never been prouder. Leaving that game in Legia
as well, which probably made you feel even prouder, the fact that you travelled to the game in Poland as well, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, like no.
Didn't they play though? They played as well. They went to a team considered better than them, and they actually played football. They didn't sit back.
I got a fright. I think all the Pats fans did. Like we were expecting to go over there. Now, obviously, we had the tragic accident of Chris the morning of the game, and that was awful. Like that was devastating. Like there really was. But like we got to the game, and I think all the emotions just ran high, and just like. If that goal alone and the celebration to match it, like, and we're all up on the corner in a cage, like, it was just like the moment you live for. I was just never proud of the team, like, and at the end and stuff, you know, and like we all stuck, like Pats fans, like I said, all of them were a family, like, and we all stuck together over there, and we got through it, and we got home, and we tried to look after Chris and Chris's family as best we could, and you know, but. Just that game alone, I've just never been prouder to be a Pats fan, like, for all that included. But that performance was just like to see, like, the internationals on that side there, like it was frightening to see, like, and just the way Greg or Fatty and Killer just bossed the midfield and got on the ball. Towards the end of the game, we kind of, I think we brought on Lee Lynch at the time. He ran down into the corner with about 5 minutes to go. And you look at... We're at the pause in there, did we?
We're all right now, are we? You all right?
I think... there we go. Yeah, we're okay. But 5 minutes to go, and you have Lee Lynch bombing down the corner and holding her up. And like, it is a shame we didn't hold on, because it was right at the end. Ken O'Man, he kind of mishit it as he was cleared. Now they punished us, and like they scored, I think, in the 88th, 89th minute.
I think a bit of tiredness set in there as well. I think the fitness levels,
as
well, would be higher with those teams, if we're honest
about it. We could have lost that game that night. They scored in the 89th minute, but I think they had 2 or 3 good chances in the last 2 minutes. But to come out with a draw there, I've never been prouder of being a Pats fan, like, and that's like Christie. Just he was everything, like, and to have him involved. Hopefully one day, maybe see him back in some sort of role with Pats, or even have him down at a match. Like
it's actually to show how good he was as well. Since he's left, since he's got that injury, he's been a massive loss to Pats. Pats have struggled to fill that void. Let's be honest, or even come close, haven't they, to filling that void?
I remember when we signed when
still be playing technically for Pats. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah.
When Danny North left, there was a lot of worry around Pats because he was the man that scored the goals that season for us. And Christie came in, had a good season at Bowes. But Bowes were going through a serious bit of trouble. That was the start of it. And he scored a few goals, and he was doing well for them. But when we got him now, in 2012, he was a striker. Like Dean Kelly, I think, played twice and then went missing. And then we had the likes of Stephen O'Flynn, but then we brought Bistow in as well.
Yeah.
Bistow came, where was it? 2012, Bistow signed. He made his debut for us again against IBV in the Europa League.
Okay.
But Bistow was great. Like, to have Bistow and Christie, the two of them never played together. But the two of them never played together, but the two of them are so important to that team. Like, and it's mad, like, because if you ask the Pats fan to pick the best team from when we won the league, I think they'd have 12 on the pitch with Christie and Bistow, because you honestly, you couldn't pick.
Yeah.
One week Christie was in, the next week Bistow was in, and the two of them, like, let alone Christie's goals, it's work rate. I've never seen a striker do so many doggies.
Yeah, it's unreal. Like, I mean, you mightn't get the ball for 15 minutes in a game and you're still moving like that. You know, it keeps the defender guessing and it pisses off defenders.
He was one of them players that you can nearly forget playing, but yeah, he'd have the match ball in his hand. He could
touch the ball. He was one of those strikers as well, you feel, could touch the ball 5 times and get 2 goals because he was a fox in the box. Like, I've seen people say, but he only scores scrappy goals. I go, but they're the most important goals. You always want people to score scrappy goals. They're vital to have somebody who can actually score a scrappy goal. I mean, how many chances do you see going, you know what I mean, to the wayside because you don't have a striker?
Yeah.
Can score them type of goals. It's critical. Like, you're in the 6-yard box. He's there.
Yeah, over in like even Europe, like we played Soroki Brige, and that was a mad place. But like, Christie we scored there now, and it was great. I think we missed a penalty that day. No, Christie didn't. I think it was Johnny Russell missed a penalty. If I remember really, I'm not sure. But like, Christie was great even in Europe. Like, we played Dynamo Minsk, and like, that goal away at Dynamo, like, was fantastic. It was down the left into Burma and Christie outside of the box, and look, popped up some serious goals, especially in Europe. Like, the Legia one obviously topping the lot, but
technically, you know what I mean.
Yeah, like, you have the Soroki Brige at home. Like, that was like them European nights. You can't beat them, but that's why Quigley was so close to getting in between over Forrester. Like, that night in Ellsbury was just home and away. That was just unbelievable.
Performances, but yeah, I mean, Christie, you just couldn't leave him out of your team. Do you know what, Keane? We'll finish up by picking the manager. Now, I know this might be easy as a Pats fan, but I'll have to do it for everybody. You know, that kind of way. But...
Right. Well, I've seen Eamon Collins. I've seen Johnny Mack. I've seen Jeff Kennett. We won't talk about him.
He's not a contender.
We've seen Pete Matton.
Pete Mahon, yeah.
And we've seen Liam Buckley, Harry Kenny, and Stephen.
Too early for Stephen, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, obviously, without fail, it's Liam Buckley. Like, for me as a coach, just to see how attacking, like, it's mad. We used to go up to Dundalk, and, like, Dundalk's team be seriously superior to our team now. Like, but Bucko always wanted to win. We always went up there for a win. And now, sometimes we got hockey, but, like, he always
But you say sometimes you got hockey, but you could go up there and defend and put everyone behind the ball and lose 2-0 anyway.
Yeah.
So why not try and win the game? Like?
Yeah, like Liam always wanted to attack. And no matter what, he always played the right way. Like we were spoiled, absolutely spoiled with the football we had. Like it was unbelievable the football we played. Like, and that link, like Bucko, he always played down the right, down the cone and stuff like that. He always wanted to get the balls in. He always gave license to the likes of Bermo to go up the wing and Chris to come in, and like that link up like play like
there was a bit of freedom within the team. Obviously, every team is structured, but there was a freedom that, as you say, Chris could come in off the wing. Conan could if he wanted at times as well, and the midfield was very rotational, wasn't it?
Yeah, like it was fantastic to see, and like it's he just lets the players play, and I don't know how it's mad like how calm he was. He was just so calm, like. Like I remember going up to Buncrana last day of the season. We needed to win. We had Lucas Scour on in goal. He was a keeper now. Let's say he was an entertainer. He made a few highlights for himself. He used to like he'd give the ball to the striker and then pull off a worldie, and he'd be like, "Just don't give it to the striker." He's very now.
Prove a point.
Barry got injured up in Dundalk that year.
Yeah.
We were nearly getting gone down, like so. Barry got injured and Lucas was our sub keeper, and he was entertaining, but he kept us up. And in fairness to him, we pulled off a few decent saves in Buncrana that day. But I was just going back to how laid back Liam is. Like he was just, he is for me as a coach. Like he's a type of coach that I look at.
Yeah, he obviously has this knack of being able to. I don't, like if I was a manager, right? I'd find it difficult to shut up. I think on the sideline, and some managers just find it difficult. It's not that they're doing it on purpose; they just find it difficult. They feel like they have to be trying to. He just stands there like that, and people think he's doing nothing, which is ridiculous. It's a different way, and what he's doing, he's assessing every moment of the game, and he's thinking ahead and what he might say at half time. And you have to let players at it anyway. You can't bombard players with instructions during games. So not even half of it won't go in. They won't hear you.
The amount of confidence he used to put in his team, like in his squad, like the players felt $1 million coming on the pitch, like, and like he is honestly like, and you look at the Sligo now. He doesn't have anywhere near the biggest budget. He doesn't have anywhere near the biggest players or anything, but he plays the exact same way. And like honestly, I have so much respect for Liam and what he's done for Pats, and I've done for myself. Like as a coach, like what he's done is like he only rang me there the other day actually, but he's fantastic, Liam, and like there isn't many good guys around like Liam. But I'm very optimistic with Stephen this year. Not only this year, hopefully for the next coming years. I think he deserves a good chance. The football we've played is really good. Now I know we had the likes of Shells, which was not the greatest performance.
You can't see from some of the games I've seen the back end last season, some of the games I've seen this season as well. There's definitely an improvement from the football that's been played before, and that takes time because there's a lot of new players to embed into the squad, and good players, but they still have to come together as an actual unit. Yeah. And what I would say to a lot of Pats fans is be a bit patient because it can take time. You see Bradley at Shamrock Rovers. You see there's other managers as well. Can't think of them top of my head that have needed time. You know what I mean?
Keith Long at Bowes.
Keith Long, that was the one I was trying to think of. Perfect example.
Like, you look at him at Bowes now. Like they're in Europe this year. Like, and it's a credit to Keith and Trevor. Trevor Crowley, hands down, best coach in the league.
I've heard that. A lot of people say that.
Hands down, the best coach, and like he's fantastic. But now he would have been up there. Like if you had to pick Liam Buckley as manager, Trevor was my assistant.
Yeah.
No doubt, he was really, really good.
I'd actually, funnily enough, come back quickly. I'd have him. Ger O'Brien I'd pick as my right back, but Crowley would have been possibly next for me.
Yeah,
as well. He was a good defender as well, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, Stephen O'Donnell. Yeah, I would say be patient, Pats fans, regarding him, because I think there's something about him. Like you would have seen more within the club and that, but there's something I see in him. I don't know what it is, but I think it's the standards he's going to set and the demands that they have at Dundalk, let's say. Something like that, you know. And I do think he's brought in good players, and they need time to gel. And, you know, it's not a case of coming in one season, suddenly Pats are challenged for the title. Like that, Pats fans can't expect that. But I would see it as a 2-3 year even project.
Yeah, and I hope.
Yeah.
I hope that, because like we've had from the back end of last season to now, four games in. Like it's been a very mixed bag in fairness. Like we've had some really, really good performances. Like we went up to Derry on a Tuesday night last year, and like we really battered them. And
you up there for that one?
Yeah.
Forrest had a good game there, didn't he?
Forrest had a good game. I think Downer scored twice up there. But honestly, it was fantastic. Like, and then we had the likes of Rovers. That was a great point to build on. Up in Tala, but like we've had a mixed bag. I think the Waterford game at home this year, we were very unlucky to at least.
I thought they played well in that game, in fairness. I mean, what can you do sometimes? You know, the performance was there, the attitude was there. It just didn't happen. It was just one of those days. The Shelbourne one you'd be disappointed with.
Yeah.
The performance wasn't great there. But the performance of Waterford.
All we ask for from a Pats team is to go out and give everything. And like, I've no doubt about it, we played Shelbourne. The performances wasn't there, but the lads gave it their all. Some nights it happens, just doesn't click. But like, when you see a player not trying, that's when there's a problem. But
I don't think I've seen that.
No, there's never that problem. Like and I don't think O'Donnell would settle for it. And anyway, he's a really, really good player. To be honest with you, he'd be in. If you had to pick a League of Ireland 11, he'd be in it for me.
Oh yeah,
as a player.
Yeah.
I was raised when we didn't sign him.
Absolutely, he was fantastic. Like, even at what age is he now? 34?
33, I think.
Yeah, he's the youngest manager in the league, though, isn't he? He would be, yeah. Ian Morris would be second, maybe, but yeah, he's still a young man. Like, it's just injuries and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I've talked to Pat Hooban and that, and glowing reference. He says he's no doubt he'll be a success at Pats, providing hopefully he's given the time, because I think sometimes there can be a lack of patience, can't there, for managers and that, and we need a bit of patience in general. And we've seen Bradley obviously and Keith Long, those clubs starting to get the best out of a bit of patience.
I think it depends. Like, you need patience, but like
you need to see patience with progress.
Look, I don't mind waiting. Like, you look at the way Pats are playing now, and we're playing attacking football, and like we are playing well, and we do have our moments. I don't mind that, but it's when you're looking at more mainly holding for a draw and we end up losing, and it's something doesn't feel right. But now with the team we have, and the manager we have, and the coaching staff we have, we've no doubt that Pats will be in Europe soon. Like, whether it be this year, whether it be next year, hopefully this year we're aiming for Europe. That has to be the aim for a club like Pats.
It has to be the aim.
Yeah, it has to be the aim every year. Like, Pats should be in Europe, but.
And if you can build on that after that, great. But that's the minimum now. It has to be Europe, and then you look to build on that. And it's difficult keeping players in the league. That's one issue, I suppose, as well. But is there any new players at the club that you would have picked up on and said, I really like him at the moment? Or
well, obviously you have the likes of Billy King, who
definitely.
Now, gone boy, I know a lot of people in Scotland, etc., and they've said like he's a fantastic player. Like, he's really, really good if we can keep him fit. And I think the same goes with Robbie Benz and stuff like that. You know, we can keep him fit. I think, Jesus, we won't be far off like getting our aspiration.
Billy King definitely has a bag of tricks, and we've already seen he's a goal threat as well. So
like, you have the likes of Luke McNally at the back, who just slots in there lovely. Now, I don't know what the plan is with Ollie Younger. I'd say he'd probably head back, but he was really, really good in the 2 games. Now, I know he got sent off on one, and then the next one he got stretchered off, but Ollie, thankfully, wasn't injured bad, but Ollie was fantastic, and I hope something can be arranged and we can hold on to him because he was a really good player. But underage wise, I'd be looking at the likes of Kay McCormick and Dara Bones, who are just like, to be honest with you, the Pats underage sides are frightening.
Yeah,
how good they are.
I speak to Ian Birmingham, man. He was lighting up, like, with mention of the underage sides and the players and that.
Like for me, like to work with a side like that in future, hopefully with Pats, that'd be a dream, like, because they are just the quality of player that we have at that club at our disposal, like, is fantastic, and I've no doubt about it. Like Stephen, which I have a lot of respect for, and all the managers that have been, they've always been down to the players. They've always talked to the players and they've always signed the players. Like Harry last year signed the likes of Luke McDally and stuff on a 2-year deal and that. And he's meeting parents of under 13s and 14s, managers and 15s, parents and stuff. And like realistically, is Harry going to be the manager that's going to be here in 10 years' time to see these players play? He's not, but
it's great because he's looking at the bigger picture, obviously, as well, which is fantastic. So it's not a selfish thing,
That's it, exactly. And like the players we have at our disposal here at Pats, like, it's frightening, and like the future is really, really bright. Like, and I've no doubt in the next couple of years we'll see the next batch of the likes of Darren Markey's and Rory Feely's coming through. Like, because you have Luke McNally in there now, you have Jamie Lennon, Darren Markey, Rory Feely. You can nearly raffle them off,
That's a good thing as well, though. They can see that there's a clear pathway because those guys are getting in amongst the squad and playing games, etc., etc. So if you're a Burns or McCormick or Corbally or whoever, you can see that the pathway is there for you to get in, providing you work hard enough, etc., etc.
Yeah, and like now, in fairness, the gap, I feel for them. The gap is big. Like, you're going from Sunday playing nice football or whatever with the 19s, and the next week you're up against the 30-year-old the midfield against you. Like, it is a big step up, and like the players have talked to like a duck to water. Like, you look at the likes of Jamie Lennon and all. Jamie was fantastic. Like, I think Jamie, could be wrong, made his league debut up in the Brandywell. I could be wrong now. It was actually live on telly. I was up there though, but everybody was talking.
Feels like he's around a long time in the first team. Was he 22? Is he even
21? I think.
Yeah.
Like, he can still, he could have still played for the 21s this year in the Euros for Ireland. So hopefully there's talk of that. Hopefully he'd be able to, if he is in the squad, he'd be able to play next year, even though he's be 22. But they're trying to come towards some arrangement. But like the likes of them, the step up is big, but the quality of player we have is frightening. And I honestly think we'll be up there in a number of years, no doubt about it, with the underage setup we have.
It's definitely exciting times. Right, Cian, thanks very much for coming on. Really enjoyed that. Going through Pats 1 to 11. Very good team, basically. So thanks very much.
No problem at all, bud. Fair play to you.